Hi, I'm right here now with the family of Rebecca Whitby. If you're not familiar, back in 2009, right?
Yes.
On April 25th, a young woman by the name of Rebecca Whitby was brutally beaten by Cleveland police officers, Mr. Mitchell Sheehan and James Bryant. Unprovoked. And the mom jumped in and was also beaten. Let me ask you a question. Are you and your husband, first of all, you're Rebecca Whitby, the mom, right?
Yes.
Okay, now, are you and your husband separated?
Yes.
Okay, how long you been separated?
Well, he's been back and forth down south for the past 3 years.
Now, how often does he commute from down south to back up where you guys are?
Probably every 2 months.
Every 2 months?
Mm-hmm.
How would you describe the relationship between your husband and your daughter, Rebecca?
Wonderful.
Wonderful relationship.
Yes, it's a very wonderful relationship.
No holds barred, no messing around, straight wonderful.
Yes, straight wonderful, yes.
What about your relationship with your daughter?
Oh, my relationship with my daughter is beautiful. I love my daughter. She loves me.
Is that right?
Yes,
now, let me
sir.
ask you, can you please explain to us the events that happened up until the police actually came to your door?
Well, my daughter had went out on a dinner date. She came home. She had a couple drinks. She came upstairs and
Was she uncontrollable?
No, no, sir.
Not at all?
No.
Have you ever seen her like that before?
Yes, I mean, it wasn't anything wrong with her.
Okay.
But what happened, she came upstairs and she came in my room and she saw her nephew because she knew her nephew was going to be over. His name is Maurician.
He's a toddler, right?
Yes,
Okay.
and she was very excited. So she came into my room and she grabbed Maurician. They were talking and playing and everything. And then she gave me a kiss and she was walking out the room. And as she was walking out the room, I smelled a little alcohol on her breath.
Okay.
So I walked into her room and I asked her to give me my grandson.
Okay.
And
You were fearful because she was intoxicated with the child. Was it a thing of that happening?
It wasn't that I was fearful that she was going to hurt him. It's just that I don't drink. Her father doesn't drink, so I'm really against that. Not that long after, my daughter came back to me, and she said, "Mommy, you know what? You're right." She said, she gave me a Maurician back, and she says, "You're right, Ma. I have been drinking a little bit. You're right, and I'm sorry." So she gave me Maurician.
Okay.
And she went back into her room.
Okay.
But as she was going back into her room, she told me she was going to leave. And I got a little fearful of that.
Right, because you don't drink and she was a little intoxicated.
So after she said she was going to leave, I asked her, I said, "Please, baby." I said, "I don't want you to leave."
Was your husband in agreement with you?
No, he wasn't even, he was in another room.
Okay.
It was just me and her. She went into the bathroom. I guess she was going to get a toothbrush because she was going to leave. She was packing to go. So I went in the bathroom with her and I shut the door so we could talk.
Okay.
So we were in the bathroom and we were talking and
what were some of the things you were talking about? Were you like chastising her?
Yeah, I was just telling her that I didn't want her to leave because she could go out there and hurt herself or someone, driving or walking,
Right.
So I just kept telling her, "Please, baby, come on, just stay.
Was she coherent enough to understand what you were telling her?
Yes, sir. She was coherent. She just felt so awful. She felt so awful. And she just didn't want to be there. Then she decided she wasn't going to go.
She just changed her mind on leaving.
Yeah, she changed her mind on leaving. She said, well, Mommy, okay, I'm not going to go. But we were still in the bathroom because at that time, I was crying and she was crying. So after that, me and her was in the bathroom and a knock came on the bathroom door. So I went to the door and I was like, "Who is it?" And he was like, "It's the police."
Let me stop you. Now, at that point, Had you known that the police been called to your home?
Yes, I did. I knew that
Who initiated the call?
her dad.
Okay, did you confer with him to do that? Did you guys speak about that? It was in a
No.
report that basically the dad, your husband, wanted the police to basically mediate and warn her of what could happen if she was to leave and drive intoxicated. Is that what you were after too?
Yes.
Okay, now go on.
Okay, so a knock came at the door. I answered the door, and he was like, what's the problem?
Right.
And I was like, well, I said, everything is okay. I said, my daughter, she's just a little intoxicated, but everything is fine. And I told him I had it under control, and I shut the door back. Then all of a sudden, another knock came at the door.
You opened the door the first time?
Yes.
And how many policemen were there?
Well, the first time, I only saw the one.
One policeman? When you
Yeah,
first
at
opened
that
the
time,
door?
I only saw the one.
What was his demeanor?
He was just standing there. I just told him, I said, she's okay.
Did he look confrontational already? I mean, you know.
I really
what
wasn't paying attention to that, honestly. I
Okay.
really wasn't
Okay.
at that time.
Okay.
But like I said, I shut the door back, and another knock came at the door. I knew who it was. So he said, open the door, because I'm going to arrest your daughter.
Now, this is the auntie. This is Marva Patterson with her husband, David Patterson. You wanted to interject?
Yeah, there's a portion of this that individuals are not aware of, which is her dad, Tim, was in a serious car accident years ago. And that was the fear in his mind.
Oh, okay.
Because people are not aware of this,
Okay.
serious car accident.
So he would be
years-
apprehensive
Exactly.
for his blood kin
Correct,
to leave under that condition.
correct.
And I do believe he was hit by a drunk driver.
Yeah, because he
Oh,
was
he was hit
rear-ended.
by a drunk driver?
Yes.
Rear-ended.
Okay, so
and-
that enlightens the, okay.
And then another thing that it probably is not spoken about as widely as it should be is the fact that her father, Rebecca's husband, has many police officer friends.
Wow.
And even the people down in Georgia, he was friends with a lot of the police officers down there, so he didn't find it out of the ordinary to call them and say, hey, I just need some mediation here.
Right.
Don't want my daughter to drive drunk. And that's what he anticipated would happen when they came. Unfortunately, it was anything but.
Now, when they knocked at the door a second time, what happened from there?
When they knocked on the door the second time, he said, open the door. I'm going to arrest your daughter.
Okay.
At that time, we opened the door, and we came out. And we
Did he say
asked,
why he was going to arrest your daughter?
no, sir. We
At that
asked
point,
him.
what was it like with your daughter? Was she making a scene? Was
No.
she crying?
No.
What was she doing? at
She
the
was
time?
standing there,
Just
like
standing there.
us, just standing there.
Quiet.
Quiet. Just-
Obedient to what you were saying and what the officers were
Yes, sir. She was just standing there.
saying. Okay, go ahead.
And like I say, we came out the bathroom, and we were just standing there, and we were asking the police, what are you going to arrest our daughter for?
Right.
He didn't answer at all. Neither one of them didn't say anything. We were standing in the hallway, and my daughter, she saw her father. He was standing in the hallway also. And she looked at her father, and she said something to him. I can't remember exactly what she said. I can't remember exactly what she said.
To the effect, can you remember?
I guess she was surprised that the police was there. And
So was it a thing like, you called the police on me, Dad? You know, why you call the police on me?
yeah, all of a sudden, the police.
Hell breaks loose.
Yeah. One of the police grabbed her, then the other one grabbed her, and they both fell on top of her, and from then on, they was picking her up, slamming her, punching her.
And what did that do to you at that moment, seeing that?
I was shocked. I was just asking, what is going on here? What are you doing? What did she do for you to do this? I was just kept on asking, what's going on here?